Why do we suffer? Even after we get what we want? We chase after desires as if they hold the key to peace. A better job, a deeper love, a little more comfort just around the corner. And when we reach it, a strange silence follows. Not the peace we expected, but a new kind of hunger. Arthur Schopenhauer saw this pattern with unflinching eyes. To him, life was not a path to happiness. Life was the endless friction between what we want and what reality allows. All striving arises from want, from deficiency, from dissatisfaction with one's condition. Schopenhauer. Every time we say, "If only I had this," we are speaking the language of suffering. Desire is not the doorway to joy. It is the engine of pain. Centuries before, the Buddha spoke of the same thing, not as a philosopher, but as one who had lived through the deepest hunger of the soul. He called it dukkha, not just suffering, but the unease at the core of existence. Not just in sickness, not just in loss, but in the very act of wanting. Craving is the root of suffering. The Buddha. Schopenhauer said that the will, the blind, aimless force behind all things, uses us like vessels. We are thrown into desire, into longing, into grasping. The Buddha said that liberation comes not from satisfying desire, but from seeing through it. Two men from different centuries, one draped in a robe, the other in despair, stood at the same crossroads, where fulfillment fades and truth begins. We suffer not because we lack, but because we believe that lack can be filled. Perhaps peace was never a destination, but the moment we stop chasing one. What if pain isn't a problem, but the fabric of existence itself? Schopenhauer didn't see pain as something to be solved. He saw it as the default setting of life. He believed we are not built to be happy. We are built to want, and wanting is, by nature, a form of suffering. Hunger, loneliness, regret, even boredom, is pain in disguise. We think happiness is our birthright, but perhaps it was only ever the exception, a fleeting pause between two cravings. To live is to lack, and to lack is to ache. Pleasure is never as strong as pain. Pleasure is only the temporary cessation of a need. Schopenhauer. He saw joy as a momentary relief, like loosening your shoes after a long walk. It feels good, only because the pressure was there to begin with. Pain is constant. It doesn't ask for permission. It arrives quietly, wraps itself around your spine, and waits. And Buddha? He didn't deny this. In fact, he began with it. The first noble truth. Life is suffering. Not as punishment, not as failure, but as reality. Where Schopenhauer spoke of the will, Buddha spoke of attachment. Where Schopenhauer described an endless loop of striving, Buddha offered a way to step outside the loop entirely. But neither of them ever said, "Life is meant to make you happy." Instead, they asked, "What if happiness isn't the point?" We spend our lives patching holes, chasing comfort, numbing the pain. But no matter how fast we run, suffering is already inside the house. The question is no longer, how do I escape pain? The real question is, can I live alongside it and still be free? We were taught to seek solutions, fix the pain, find the cure, escape. But what if pain isn't a malfunction, but a message? Schopenhauer never offered a way out. He wasn't interested in comfort. He didn't tell us how to be happy. He simply showed us the mirror and forced us to look. To overcome pain, we must first understand it. Not run from it, not deny it, but face it with unflinching eyes. He believed that truth does not soothe. It exposes. And in that exposure, something deeper becomes possible. Lucidity. The kind that makes you tremble, but also clears the fog. In this, he was closer to the Buddha than most realize. The Buddha never said, "Make your life perfect." He said, "See it clearly." The goal was not comfort. The goal was awakening. But we confuse comfort with freedom. We think peace means nothing hurts. But real peace is the stillness that remains, even when everything does. We sedate, distract, scroll, consume. Anything to avoid what hurts. But pain isn't the enemy. It's the unopened letter we keep throwing away. Look at your suffering. Not with fear, not with shame, but with understanding. What is it asking of you? What is it showing you? If you stop trying to silence it, can it speak? And if it speaks, can you listen? When the Buddha sat beneath the Bodhi tree, he didn't rise with a plan. He rose with clarity. No promise of a better life. Only the courage to see life as it is. When Schopenhauer wrote of the futility of desire, he wasn't telling you to despair. He was telling you to see. To see through the illusion. To see beyond the chase. And when you see it, truly see it, you may not be happy, but you will be awake. And maybe that's enough. We have spent our lives building exits, but there is no door, only a window, and the sky beyond it. Shall we continue chasing phantoms? Or can we sit, finally, in what is? We spend our lives resisting sadness, resisting loneliness, resisting what is. But the more we resist, the heavier it becomes. There comes a moment, not of victory, but of surrender. Not the surrender of weakness, but the surrender of clarity. Schopenhauer once wrote, "It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it anywhere else." We search the world for a cure to our ache. We chase new places, new people, new dreams. But the ache is not out there. It lives in the mind. It clings to the idea that life should be different than it is. And when that illusion finally breaks, we don't collapse. We breathe. For the first time, we breathe without reaching. The Buddha called this state nirvana, not a paradise, but the extinguishing of the flame that constantly burns for more. Not joy, not excitement, but the deep, quiet dignity of no longer chasing. You walk through the same life, same job, same body, same sorrow, but everything feels lighter. Why? Because you've stopped demanding that it be something else. You've stopped comparing yourself to a version that never existed. Schopenhauer believed the wisest among us are not those who conquer the world, but those who withdraw from the illusion that it ever needed conquering. The greatest freedom is the freedom to not need. Pain doesn't disappear. It never will. But it softens when you stop making it your enemy. you stop asking, "When will this end?" And instead you whisper, "I see you. I'm here." And in that seeing, you become still. Still, but not numb. Still, but fully alive. You begin to see the beauty in ordinary things. The sound of your breath. The warmth of tea. A single moment, unadorned. And yet, complete. Not because life has changed, but because you have. And that is freedom. We have spent our lives building exits, but there is no door, only a window, and the sky beyond it. And the moment you stop trying to run, the sky opens.